What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today with the last stage for the Ferry Sonata event. With the stage 7 we will do a full playthrough of all of the stages in there, so you can see which teams I'm going to use to clear it. Last time stage 6 I was a little bit late, this time around we are a lot faster, so I'm sure it will be a little bit more challenging, I reckon. Last time we only had to use the CC team. We can see right here, cleared finish line. Oh, and I'm done. That's not how a finish line works. Guess you shouldn't just be able to go there. Doesn't make much sense. But okay, we take it. As always, you want to claim your AFK loot first. Do your upgrades so that you get the maximum attack possible. 108% we are at right now. Maybe we get another valuable buff. Frosty Cage, maybe. I don't know if it even goes beyond level 3. Right now we are on level 3 for Frosty Cage, which is one of the probably most carrying buffs that I had right in there. So let's check out the buffs. What you need to know, you have to swap out those buffs if you get a level up. So for example, if I got Frosty Cage level 4, it would still say level 3 and still I unequip and re-equip it one time. So let's make sure I have the highest level equipped here. Yes, Furious Extraction, Entwined Fury and Frosty Cage is my preferred way to deal with this. Frosty Cage, when level up, can CC 2 enemy units with the highest cumulative damage dealt, and quite often that really takes like the damage out of the enemies and makes it a whole lot easier for us to clear that. Then I have Furious Extraction, which grants us an extra 20% life drain, so a little bit of HP recovery when we do a critical hit, and Entwined Fury, which gives us critical hit rate against controlled enemies, and with the CC team that we quite often use, that is really a great way to go against this. First stage, we once again got the Brooklyn Warriors that really can't do a whole lot. Then we got the Plague Rod. Okay, Plague Rod, quite annoying enemy. Explosion upon defeat might take out some of our heroes. I'm not too worried about this, I have to say. We have to be careful when we have CC immune enemies there. Constant moving enemies with a quicksand shooter is not too much of a problem, really. For this, we probably don't want to go OD on our CC team. I use Roan right here. What you can also do instead of that is, if you have the twins, and keep in mind, every single hero that you put in here will be upgraded to Supreme, so you have them upgraded initially, and even if you have just one copy, you will be fairly strong there. You can just put them in there. It is quite nice to have the twins together with the Faramore and Iron combo over here. Last hero, what are we going to go for? For the Plague Rods, I'm honestly not too sure. If I'm honest, right now, probably want to go with the Tazi. Just in case we get one shot, Tazi will still be there. And can probably take out some of the enemies for us, so that is going to be an option for that. Tazi not going to have to move around quite a lot. The Overcharge spell, of course, now lands on the twins, which is not necessarily bad because it grants us an extra bit of energy, an extra bit of haste. Quite interesting. I think I've never before seen the old animation for Iron, which is quite strange, being such a prominent hero. It turns out the Plague Rod quite didn't do that much damage. A little bit. I mean, it was right to say that those were the most threatening enemies here, but really not too dangerous. Not too dangerous at all. Ooh, once again we face the snowmans. Mean enemies. Because one thing that they don't really tell you is that those guys are immune to being CC'd, preventing them from moving or attacking, kind of says it. But that really isn't quite the truth. So we have to see Elite Snow Vanguard. Okay, so those guys are quite mean because they can summon additional Snow Vanguards onto the battlefield, and they will gang up on the enemy with the most HP. So the question is, what do we do right here? It is probably still a viable attempt to go in that with the CC team, just ignoring the two snowmen, just to quickly take care of those 3 enemies on the board. Maybe we go with something else though. Okay, this is what I've decided to do. We got the Fresto in there, Smoky, Siren, Chimera, and we got Roan. Roan will feed all of our heroes here. Those are all very energy hungry heroes. If you don't have them, I recommend you just try the CC team we used on the last stage. It's probably still going to do well. Idea right here is, even if we have multiple enemies that summon enemies, we can pull them together with Siren, Chimera doing some massive damage over there, and we have Sustain through the Smoky. He's really not there to take out enemies with this aura, but just to give us a little bit of extra support, extra HP, and then we energy feed just the Roan. You can probably also go with with Harmonic Spell if you need some extra stats, also Life Drain in there, but we are probably fine going like this, I reckon. Let's see. Yeah, doing some damage definitely, but once the Siren ult comes in, we are really in a good position. Rowan, and yeah, could have also been a nice stage to make use of Natsu, really, now that I think about it. Ooh, they took out the Fresto, which is not very nice. Still looks okay, I wanna say. Not great. I was surprised they took out the Fresto. I wonder who did that. Let's take a look. Oh, it was really the Militia Crossbow. That is insane. Okay, they took quite a little bit of damage. Shimira there really carrying us. Next stage 7.3. Okay, we have the blue marksmans again. Just have to make sure that those are not the ones that are immune to magic damage, even though it wouldn't matter too much. Yeah, this is a case for CC team. I think we're probably going to be fine. We could probably use the same team against this, if I'm honest. But it is going to be a little bit easier with the CC team, I reckon. Just having the Faramore. Okay, this is what I've decided to do. Basically the version we had before. Quick ult, we are overcharged spell on the Faramore. Iron there with the buff from Faramore. We have Bonnie in there to reduce the haste with the aging effect, which we did in the last video too. And then just Rowan for some of his potions he has in the Mythic Plus to heal everybody. And we get the main bulk of the damage on our Ulmus. We could probably even move the Rowan if he's going to die, because you can see one of the lines actually going to him. But I'm fairly comfortable with that. I think we should be, yeah, we should be in a very good position. That should be perfectly fine. Look at that. Rowan moving forward, giving us some extra energy. We got the Faramore ult up, Iron ult's going to come up, and there we already go. So that is a very easy stage. I'm glad they didn't decide to go for some Mina enemies on that. Again, this is just the same 7.4, by the way. Not really got anything happening here. I don't think we have to change at all. The smoke is just going to get destroyed by our Iron, no question about it, because he's not going to even cast, I think. Yeah, we get the extra energy, we get the next CC going. Never going to see any smoke from that Smoky. That is really just a very easy stage. So next up we got, what do we have? 7.5, already halfway done. Interesting enemies. This one I think I've never seen before. It has a very weird skill description. Apparently this guy can leap, though the target is a little bit unknown. We have to see. Apparently it's better to group up your heroes a little bit to keep them closer together, which I guess, aside from the Bonnie, we really already do with this team, so I'm not too worried about this. We could take out the Bonnie if we wanted. Maybe let's just try to go with the Natsu on this one. Could be fancy. Let's just go with that. This will keep all of our heroes close together. Even when the guy decides to leap, we will still have them close there. Natsu can't really keep up with the Faramore damage, I have to say. Look at that. Yeah, that is a lot better damage. The guy leaped out, was able to take care of our Iron. Interesting. I mean, that is not an easy feat, because Iron has the 80% dodge rate, so that is quite insane. Next up, 7.6, what does it say? Next battle will be a tough one, be careful. Natsu and Lucy will have your back, let's make it a blast. So they say we should use Natsu and Lucy. We didn't even get an upgrade there. That's a little bit sad. 7.7, ooh, yeah, I see it. The gravestones are in there. Those are mean, and one increasing their haste by 30, attack by 20%. That is mean indeed. It's continuous damage. I'm not sure. I don't think they were CC immune necessarily. Curse an enemy hero. That is a little bit like the Bonnie ability, actually. But other than that, yeah, they had this defeat damage. Yeah, that is quite mean. We should probably take out the Natsu. And then we have the Militia Crossbowman, which we just already met. Those two guys don't really matter. Militia Crossbowman with big damage when we actually... when he actually breaks out, so we want to make sure this guy stays CC'd. I reckon we're going to go with the Bonnie on this one once again. Faramore with the quick ult I really want. I want to have the Rowan in there just for the extra heal that we have. Honestly, could even run a Hewen if we were afraid. But the thing is, with the Faramore, we're probably going to take care of all of those at the same time. So the thing really is, when we take care of all of those at the same time, we just need one hero to survive. And as long as that Ulmus is there, I'm pretty sure one of our heroes will survive. They took care of the Bonnie. I guess if you are at lower stats, one strategy that you could also follow is to use Tazi instead of Bonnie, because Tazi will probably revive on this. So this will probably be another strategy that we could go for here. 7.8. Ooh, with the birds. The birds. Are those the mean birds? Those are the charging birds, yeah. But those were quite annoying actually back then, because Iron wouldn't CC them. Now they are actually in the nerfed form, and this means yeah, their charge actually gets interrupted by Iron. Such abilities didn't used to be interrupted by Iron, which is quite interesting that they did this and did this change. Makes it easier, I guess, to actually get through those stages. We get the CC now. The good thing about this team is really, if you have the Frosty Cage, the moment you really get to the point that enemies start to break out, ooh, mean damage by the bird. Oh, do we die here? Oh my god, this bird is tanky. Bird stunned. I'm a little bit worried, guys. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that, I'm honest. My god, this guy really did that. We read the effect in the second to last video, I think. He gets invincible and then goes into the air, but it usually got bypassed. This time around it didn't. Okay, very, very, very insane. You can see on the one bird, this bird, it got bypassed completely. This ability didn't work. On this one, it did work. It is this ability, really. When HP ratio falls below 40%, builds momentum plays for 5 seconds before soaring into the air, becoming invincible and restoring 100% of HP, and then comes down a little bit like Scalita. So last time, I think we just didn't manage to defeat it in time, which probably could be a bit of a problem this stage for some of you guys if you have a little bit lower stats. Interesting. Would like to fight it again. One solution can be OD, but this is also like, it's such a tough time frame. Recommended ability level 210. Okay. We get one more upgrade though. We get one more upgrade. Big attack, 111%. Oh, no, I got out there. This is not the way. 710. Last stage. What do we have? Ooh, there's the frame. Ignited resonance. There it is. Finally. I was wondering. I nearly forgot about that. That frame is so cool. That frame is so cool. This is not the upgraded version. Would be insane if they got the level 2 on there, but it isn't. Sylvina, as I just described, initial attack on symmetrical heroes right here would, in this situation, is that the Iron? I think that is the Iron. The thing about this is, though, this gets blocked. This guy is immune to physical damage, so if you don't use the team that I use, keep that in mind. This guy will most of the time be immune to physical damage. So, really, against Sylvina, it's honestly better to go Iron. It's really better to go Iron because it completely wastes her ability. If she gets hit by Iron, that just takes away so much of her, because usually she has this time at the beginning of the fight where she can deal extra damage, where her attacks are transformed into another version. Her normal attacks at the beginning are actually different. First we have the symmetrical launch, and then we have Blade Vortex, and then at the beginning our normal attacks are Whirl Assault, but this is only for the first 12 seconds, and if we keep her CC during that time, that part of her ability is completely wasted. Now we have this glorious frame. We're not quite at the finishing line, but maybe let's take a little bit of a detour and equip this frame. By the way, in the hut here of Faramore. I don't know why I don't have a profile pic anymore. That I can't explain to you guys. There's the frame. That is the current one that I have. Draw in phase 2 of Rosy Cosmetics. Pretty cool frame as well. Where's the other one? And there we go. That is a very cool frame. I really like that. With the water there coming from Lucy, and then we have the fire from Natsu. Great. Okay, I'm going to use that for the time being. Let's get back into the event. We still have 3 challenges to go for. And I hope those are challenges for the last day. I hope they are. Challenge number 1 is, well, a little bit of a challenge. We got the Igor in there. We could probably take care of the Igor just with the Odie. Igor is a little bit annoying to deal with if you've never faced him in... well, you probably have faced him. Want to do the manual Odie here. Let's go. And then we want to immediately target the Igor. And that is really all we want to manually do. Ooh! Ooh! Ladies and gentlemen, we get destroyed? Did I miss something? Oh, we rarely see that on a video. This is kind of exciting. I like it. Let's see that. When a battle starts... Okay. I ran completely in that. When a battle starts, enemies become unaffected for 15 seconds. Yeah, unaffected, even though it is underlined. We can't click it. That is a little bit of a sad design failure, I have to say. You should be able to see that. Unaffected means they are immune to all CC effects, making our CC team essentially completely worthless. Slide switch and tactics. We go for the standard OD comp here, just with Coco, we have Rowan in here, we have Smokey, OD, and we use Fresto. If you don't own Fresto, really probably any tank will suffice, though you should keep in mind some of them will perform a little bit worse. Luca could be a good choice, by the way. It is fairly easy to obtain hero. Other than that, Trusty and Tandra will always work. Keep in mind she's a little bit squishy until she does her first ult, or you go for Thorin. And what we want to do is we want to again manual cast the OD, which we already failed a little bit there. That is horrible. I want to do that perfectly, so let's retry. I was a little bit slow. There we go. Oh, come on. I just said I want to do it perfectly. And now I failed it again. But we got the first ult. So we will halve the speed here. Oh, Smokey died. That is not very nice. Was that the Carolina ult? Should probably still survive, or okay, we want to take care of that Parisa over there. We now have to really get the carry from the OD, which isn't too nice, I have to say. Which really isn't too nice. Carolina. Coco ult, please. Before we get CC'd by this guy. At least it isn't the upgraded version. Could be tough. Like with the power level that we have at the moment, I reckon this would be a very tough stage, honestly. This would be a very tough stage. So we have really some challenge stages here on the last stage, on the stage 7. I will do it on automatic now just because we are already in the area where it works. So even without the Smokey, we were able to make this work. I reckon if we gave it a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more chance to get the RNG right, you would have probably had the Smokey alive throughout this. But really, nice carry there by Fresto and by OD. So second stage, let's see who they put in there. Oh, interesting. Again, the same modifier. We got Sorin there as an enemy. Can be quite annoying, can be a ton of CC. Actually will be a problem against our Smokey probably, because he is going to hit our Fresto and probably throw him in the Smokey. Not too nice. And then we have Satrana, who is going to become immune. So I'm not too sure. Do we keep that this like it is? I don't like the idea. Maybe I will just show it. I don't really like the idea of this Sorin coming to our side and probably doing some mean stuff. But he failed. He actually threw our Fresto behind the line. Maybe we can get a quick kill on this guy. Quick energy feed there. Okay, come on, Fresto, ult. I will not do... Okay, we got the CC with the Frosty Cage. I guess with some proper RNG, let's make sure this guy's dead, even though we probably lose out on a little bit of damage there. Satrana is our next target because she can become invincible, which we really do not want. And I'm kind of afraid that we probably... Yeah, she's invincible already. This is a little bit annoying. We'll just cast another ult on her, even though this is a little bit of a waste. She's immune at the moment. Yeah, that was really a complete waste. As long as she's immune, that really doesn't work out too well. If we casted that correctly and casted it a little bit later, this would probably have worked out. The reason we are dying right now is not even the enemy damage, it is really that we got our healing effect destroyed by this Satrana, so even the last ult there from our Smokey doesn't heal us a lot. So this was really already a tight match, but worked out with the manual OD casting. If you've never done that before, I will also show towards the end of the video how you can activate those manual castings with a little cogwheel here that you can click if you want to manually cast an ult. And for the OD, you really want to target the highest threat on the board. We went here against the Sorin, gave the Parisa a lot of time actually to do some damage and to build up her damage. Like Parisa at the beginning of the fight, not really a threat. Once she did a few active skills, she will kind of become, or an ultimate skill, she will kind of become a threat, because then she will target multiple enemies and then she will hit hard. But we managed to get to 7.2 as well. Last one, oh, Iron. But we have to say, not Mythic Plus Iron. So this is not an Iron that is actually going to CC us a lot. Those base enemies are sometimes mean. They are sometimes mean. That is insane. It doesn't look menacing at all. At least we don't have too much CC there with the oh, if you want to keep my OD, thank you. With the OD we can probably take care of this Brutus. There's a lot of threatening enemies there. Leica has passive energy feed. Right here gives everybody energy, 120 energy. Yeah, so I don't really want us to be CC'd by this Iron, to be honest. He will have dodge. That will be annoying.
Don't hurry, your delivery's coming up.
I guess we need to take some time before we actually get to... do I want to get hit by... I don't want to get hit by anything like that. I don't want to have an immune Brutus, I don't want to have an immune Parisa that actually builds up damage. And I don't definitely want to get to put in a Leica zone, but I guess we probably have to take some of that pain. And if we have some of that pain, I'd rather get rid of that Brutus. And probably just want to hit that Parisa again, because, well... there we have... Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Quickly getting rid of her, and now I think we can just autocast. I think we're fine with that. Yeah, that was fairly easy. I will do it on double speed, just because there won't probably be much happening there. This guy could have been a threat, really wasn't. Leica was just a little bit too slow with her ult. We really got rid of all the enemies before that. So that worked out fairly easy. That was way easier than the stages before. But really the OD team was the right choice there, I think. Encounter 7.1, recruit the Noble Tavern. We can do that. We just can't do here. It is here. Can we? No, we can't. Do we have any... then we just do a single recruit here. 2 times, I think it was. Maybe we get to Hodgkin. Really want to have him at P4, honestly. That is the hero I'm most looking forward to in the next season, because he gets his upgrade for his Supreme Plus. I think it was recruiting 2 times, so we'll do another one. At least we get an 8 here. Viparian. Okay, I'll take it. Very nice. Take that too. Encounter number 2. Increase Lucy's affinity. Okay, that is easy. We already completed that. And then we have the resource stage here for the final clear. I don't think there's anything in there. Okay, yeah, those just have movement. This is the militia crossbowman. That is rather mean. But for this, we go back to the CC team. CC team with Bonnie, as you guys know. And just bam. Should be an easy clear. And that is also the maximum loot that we can get. Although I have to say I already have most of this stuff in there. So really not longer looking forward to that, really. Taking out the big damage. With those guys it might be a little bit of RNG. So now we have the Pharoma ult on them. And Pharoma will continue to do ult after ult after ult, because he doesn't actually drain his entire energy with that. So yeah, should work. Isn't super clean. But that is alright. Getting the extra loot there. And now we can just throw 13 of those in there, giving us another ton of loot. Okay, it wasn't really too insane, I'll be honest with you guys. That wasn't too impressive. Click on the finish line, all adventures sealed. And is there any quest for this maybe? I don't know. Clear adventure 7-1. Somehow twice, I don't know. Okay, pretty cool. I really like this event, I have to say. It's pretty nice. I still have to do the story before this ends. Story should be fairly nice as well. You probably shouldn't miss that. There's a ton of gems in there as well. 1,800 gems, that is quite nice. And yeah, so overall very, very nice. For the people that are wondering how they get their OD to manual ult, just go into, battle? Yeah, battle. And then auto battle, only select heroes. That gives you this little cogwheel. And if you click the cogwheel, then you will no longer cast an ult. And when you click on the hero, you can manually cast it on somebody. So that is the way to do this. And then lastly, of course, can't forget to mention Loot Bar. Loot Bar will give you the cheapest dragon crystals that you can find on the market, and with the best service as well, in my opinion. So definitely check out Loot Bar. With the link down in the description, you get, and when you register an account, you get a 10% discount coupon and a 3% discount coupon on top of that. And so you can buy even cheaper dragon crystals here. Direct top up or lock-in top up. Tried both, work perfectly. Just check it out. And this brings this little Fairy Sonata series to an end. Thanks everybody for checking out those guide videos. Those were surprisingly successful on this channel, so thanks everybody that supported those. If you haven't already, leave a subscription down below. Always makes me happy, and with that I wish you a great day and we'll see us in the next one.